The swirling rumors surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo and his future with the Milwaukee Bucks show no signs of slowing down. As the NBA offseason heats up, the speculation around the reigning Finals MVP and his place in the league is becoming one of the hottest topics. The Bucks are at a crossroads, and as always, where Giannis goes, massive trades and a seismic shift in the league's balance of power follow. With the Bucks' playoff hopes fading in recent seasons, the uncertainty surrounding Giannis's long-term commitment has led to an explosion of trade rumors. For months, insiders have been forecasting possible moves, with many pointing to the 2025 NBA draft as a potential catalyst for one of the most dramatic trades in recent history. The potential trade has all the makings of a historic shift in the NBA's landscape. In this latest projection, the Spurs are looking to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo in exchange for a package centered around the number 2 and number 14 picks in the 2025 NBA draft. The move could be a game changer, not only for San Antonio, but for the entire league. Imagine pairing Giannis, an athletic powerhouse, 9-time All-Star, and former MVP, with the Spurs' generational talent, Victor Wembanyama. The thought of Giannis and Wembanyama forming an unprecedented duo is enough to make even the most hardened NBA analysts take pause. Of course, there would be much more involved in this deal than just those 2 picks. For the trade to come to fruition, a number of moving pieces would need to align. San Antonio has already made it clear that they want to keep their picks, especially the high-value number 2 slot, but the idea of creating an unstoppable front-court duo with Giannis and Wembanyama could be too tantalizing to pass up. What does Milwaukee get in return? For the Bucks, this trade offers a potential opportunity to reset their franchise while still receiving plenty of valuable assets in return. If the deal were to happen, Kyle Boone speculates that Milwaukee would use the number 2 pick to select Rutgers guard Dylan Harper, one of the most highly regarded players in the upcoming draft class. Harper, an explosive playmaker with strong two-way potential, could be an ideal complement to the Bucks' future vision. At number 14, Milwaukee would likely target Georgetown center Thomas Sorber, a physical presence with elite shot-blocking ability who could help shore up their defense. With these 2 draft picks, the Bucks could instantly inject youth and potential into their roster, setting the stage for a rebuilding phase centered around a young, dynamic backcourt. Additionally, to make the deal work financially, San Antonio would likely have to part with some young assets, and one name that stands out is guard Stephon Castle. While the Spurs might be reluctant to trade Castle, a promising talent in his own right, the Bucks would likely insist on acquiring him as part of the package. Castle would give Milwaukee another piece to their young core, further solidifying their future plans. For the Bucks, the trade represents a fork in the road, one that could fundamentally reshape their future. While trading Giannis would undoubtedly signal the end of their championship window for the moment, it could also be a much-needed reset. The team's chances of contending for an NBA title in the near future, with or without Giannis, seem increasingly distant given the uncertainty surrounding their roster and the potential for further injuries, particularly with Damian Lillard's Achilles issue looming large. If the trade were to happen, Milwaukee could pivot to a full rebuild, led by Harper, Castle, and Sorber. This would be a drastic move, but it could also provide the Bucks with a new foundation for long-term success. After all, it's not every day that a team in the Bucks' position can land 2 future stars via the draft and retool their roster in a way that sets them up for sustainable contention down the road. The bottom line, a massive trade looms as the NBA draft approaches. The idea of a blockbuster Giannis trade continues to gain steam, especially with teams like the San Antonio Spurs showing the kind of assets that might make the deal possible. Whether this deal actually comes to fruition is still very much up in the air, but one thing is for certain, the league is watching, and if the Bucks do decide to move on from their franchise player, it could set the stage for one of the most consequential trades in NBA history. In a year of uncertainty and shifting powers, one thing is clear: Giannis's future is anything but certain, and the ripple effects of his next move will be felt across the entire league.